Are you about to head off to a spa retreat? It's not time for a facial. It's time for you to man up. Comedy Time presents Man Up, Stand Up.
Explosion! Man up! Stand up! Drink a beer, shoot a deer, and punch somebody in the face. Oh yeah! Man up! That's right! Stand up! Doing push-ups, lifting weights, man up for stand up tonight. Oh, man up, stand up tonight! Yeah!
Welcome to Man Up, Stand Up. We bring you comedy real men find funny. Yeah, and this is fresh, 21st century funny. We're not 80s sitcom funny. You're not gonna find any cute kids, wacky neighbors, wisecracking aliens, and if anyone tries to give this show a catchy, heartwarming theme song, I will punch them where they stand. As usual, I bring you a triforce of funny with three hilarious comedians. And today we've got Oded Gross, Brian Noonan, and Bent Washburn. Whoa, we can't ship into this hyperspeed of hilarity right off the bat though. So let's get off the comedy ground easy with a funny clip from Dave Landau.
I recently got engaged. Thanks for caring. No, it's all right. Could have clapped at the jokes. I'm glad I found her, though. It's nice to find that person you want to spend the rest of your life with, because you kind of got to weed through that field of psychopaths to find that person. I dated a few ladies. I once dated a girl that was kinky. I thought that would be cool. One night we were making love, and she handcuffed me to the bed. Then she robbed me. I even know she was robbing me because she was talking all sexy. She was like, "Does Daddy like it when I put all of his silverware into this bag?" "Yeah, baby, do it faster." "You like it when I put your armoire into the trunk of my car?" "Yeah, giddy up, baby." "You like it when I set fire to the room to leave no witnesses?" "Hey, wait a second. The hell's an armoire?" Didn't even know I had one of those. Dated a girl that was an orphan. That was kind of nice. I didn't have to impress her parents. She got emotionally attached really quickly, though. I didn't have the heart to break up with her. So one night when she was sleeping, I put her in a basket and left her on a doorstep.
Man, Dave's a smart guy dating orphans. I mean, I long for the day that someone leaves a full-grown woman on my doorstep in a basket. Whoo-hoo, take that, Easter Bunny. Keep your eggs. Coming up next, Oded Gross puts his hand on the mic, but you'll never guess where he puts his other hand. Actually, you probably could guess. More Man Up, Stand Up. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Man Up, Stand Up. Comedian Oded Gross is not gross, but don't make fun of his name, because he'll be quick to make fun of yours, especially if you have one of those weird wussy names that hippie parents give. I mean, what are they thinking? Don't they know that guarantees wedgies and swirlies? I knew a kid named Willow. His head never left the toilet. Here's Oded Gross.
So I cry a lot, especially at sad movies. I bought a whole box of Kleenex with me to Schindler's List, because I also like to masturbate in the theater. My name is Oded, by the way. That's a Hebrew name. A lot of people think it's Irish for dead, I guess. I don't know why they think that. It's not. It's Hebrew. If you're not Hebrew, you might think it sounds strange. I totally appreciate that. Believe me, there's some Christian names out there that I think are very stupid. I know this one Christian. His name is Christian. There's no one in my religion named Jewish. Although I have a friend, her name is Julie, which sounds like an adverb for doing something in the Jewish way. So I was asked to perform at a charity event raising money for the Maryville Orphanage, certainly a worthy cause. I said no. Well, not because I don't care. Well, not only because I don't care. Which, listen, I take no pride in my apathy, but it is a truth in my life, and as such, I should be able to acknowledge it, you know? I also don't recycle. I waste water. Not only do I not curb my dog, sometimes I take a crap in the street. Man, listen. I got serious problems that I'm trying to fix, and I buy a lot of self-help books, a lot of how-to books. I bought this one how-to book for the recession, how to survive on $10 a day. The book cost $20. First page suggests you fast for 2 days. In any case, I really feel it's time I focus on me, you know, fix my problems, of which I have many. One problem, I'm too optimistic, which is rare for a Jewish person. To be too optimistic, you know, the optimist sees the glass and says it's half full. The pessimist sees the glass and says it's half empty. The Jewish person sees the glass and steps on it and remembers the destruction of the temple, you know? We're not a positive people. And I like to be positive. You know, I like to see the good side of things. I got hepatitis. Taking my temperature with my son's anal thermometer. But the good news is I didn't have a fever. And that is good news, but that's my point. I think my constant positive outlook on life keeps me from being grounded in reality. You know, I've failed to achieve every single one of my career goals. That's the reality. But I optimistically trick myself out of feeling like a failure by redefining success to mean happily married with 2 great kids and failed at their goals. And sure, by that definition, I'm incredibly successful. But is it really helpful to think that way? You know, look, I can rest on my laurels thinking the road to success is paved with failure. But isn't the road to failure also paved with failure? I mean, failure's like Starbucks. It's on every road. And the sooner I acknowledge that reality, the sooner I can start helping myself, you know, and helping my family. My poor son, you know, he's allergic to peanuts. He breaks out in a rash every time I bring my paycheck home, which...
Oded definitely didn't fail at being funny. And there's nothing wrong with failing in life. It happens to all of us. What I'm trying to work on is not failing a Guitar Hero. I mean, I'll beat that Metallica song on expert level if it kills me. Up next, Brian Noonan saves sports by bringing back America's true pastime when Man Up Stand Up returns. Welcome back to Man Up Stand Up. While we men have been trying to figure out the precise point a woman goes crazy on us, Brian Noonan believes they're crazy since day one. Like it's a mutant power or something. I wonder if they're also born with the super ability to start a conversation while I'm trying to watch a game. I guess mutants are bad after all. Take it away, Brian.
No, I have a 7-year-old daughter at home, and I think she's losing her mind. No, she used to be a sweet little kid. We have not had a conversation at home in the last 3 months that hasn't started with... Oh, you better have bronchitis. It's the attitude. See, that's the thing. I love my daughter. She's the best thing that ever happened to me, but I was completely unprepared to have a girl. I was, because I grew up with 4 brothers, no sisters. Yeah, plus, I don't have a whole lot of experience with grown women, you know. That's not the funny part. It's actually the tragic part, isn't it, man? Yes, and I believe that's true. I just don't get it. I don't get her because girls, see, ladies, on the day of your birth, your DNA is laced with an attitude. And then like fine wine, you ferment it until the day you die. She's nuts. She gets in the car with me now. She doesn't want to listen to my music anymore because my music is boring. Oh, Daddy, this is so boring. And you're boring, and Mommy's boring, and everything's boring. And when I'm 15, I'm not going to be boring because you're so boring. You're 7. What the hell do you know about boring? Hey, you want to know what was boring? Listening to a Muppet CD for 6 months in a row. That was boring. I love her. I just don't know what to do. I'm trying to be a good dad, but it's a hard job. I don't care if you're a mom, dad, it doesn't matter. Because you love your kids so much that it hurts sometimes, you know? You're watching them sleep and you're like, oh, you are such a gift from God. I love you so much. I'd do anything for you. Then they wake up the next day, start yapping, and you want to just headbutt them into a coma. But I'm trying to do the right thing. I don't know. See, I'm used to being with boys where you can punch each other and stuff. That's what I think I would have been better prepared to have a boy than a girl. Because little boys are easy. They just want to sit in the dirt, pick their nose, and beat each other over the head. That's it. And we don't change much as we get older. Except that boobs come in and we get very distracted. Purdy. I'm having trouble. You know why? Because I'm old-fashioned. I'm old school. I'm not one of these guys who needs to be their kid's best friend. If you run across these guys, oh, I'm going to be my child's best friend. We're going to share everything and become real close, and I won't impose a lot of rules, because that's what my parents did, and I just rebelled. So I'm going to let them do whatever they want, and I'm sure everything will work out just fine. What are you, high? I have a best friend. He gets drunk with me and would help me bury a body. I don't need any more friends. She can't lift a shovel. She's of no help to me at this point. Kids do need to be protected from stuff, but not everything will kill them. My daughter wants to go out and ride her bike, but she can't just ride her bike. No, she's got to put on a big helmet, and elbow pads, and knee pads, and a chastity belt, and a big foam dog training suit. See, we didn't wear that when we rode bikes, did we? No, you'd make ramps like Evel Knievel, wouldn't you? Yeah. You'd jump your Huffy over a flaming garbage can, nobody cared. Slam into a tree, crack your head open on a car bumper, and the only kids wearing helmets took the short bus to school. Some of you remember those kids. Obviously, you guys are those kids. We outgrew them. We must protect the children. Protect the children. We let the children sit in front of computers, playing games where they blow each other up for 10 hours at a time. But God forbid a kid goes out on the playground, falls down and skins his knee. Oh no, we must protect the children. Tear up all the concrete and put down wood chips so Stumbles McClumsy does not hurt himself again tomorrow. Because if one kid gets hurt, you guys, they take stuff away from all of us. They do. There used to be a lawn dart game, Jarts. Do you remember that game? That was a great game. And do you know what it meant if you got hurt playing Jarts? You were a bad Jart player. I'm sorry, but if you could not see a gigantic metal dart flying through the air with its fluorescent plastic tail glistening in the sun, if you didn't know enough to get out of the way, that's nature weeding out the stupid. I don't know. I try to do the right thing. I play games with my daughter. But then I don't know. I don't know if I should let her win so that she's filled with a false sense of hope, or if I should beat her so she knows that life is full of crushing defeat. I don't, because I let her win, but then she gets mouthy. You are a loser. Oh, Daddy, you cannot defeat me. You are a loser. Oh, really? Well, who's got Uno now, biatch?
Yes, I agree. The heck with kids who don't get that sharp objects are, sharp. Bring back lawn darts. I want it in the Summer Olympics, right next to the beer pong triathlon and synchronized lap dancing. Coming up, we're about to get some big love from Bent Washburn. More Man Up Stand Up right after this. It's time for another round of Man Up Stand Up. Bent Washburn has a lady, and they're total opposites, but sometimes opposites attract. Tall with short, thick with thin. I just can't stand those gargoyle-looking dudes hook up with supermodel chicks just because they're smart and make lots of money. I mean, just because you're a genius doesn't mean you're allowed to date a woman way out of your league. Dating isn't graded on a curve. Check out Bent Washburn.
So here's my problem. I grew up Mormon, and which I know you think right off, wow, that's a problem. It's. I know you think it's weird. People hear Mormon, they think polygamy bikes. No, rules. That's the thing about growing up Mormon. A lot of rules, right? No drinking, no smoking, no premarital sex, no coffee, which seems like a weird rule. It's logical. Think about it. You can't drink, can't smoke, can't have sex. Why stay awake? Here's the problem. My wife is not Mormon. She's Irish Catholic. She's practicing Irish Catholic, too. I mean, every weekend, like drunk. I'm kidding. I'm sorta kidding. She quit smoking for me. She did. She quit. Looked into my eyes, second date. I was just looking for a good reason to quit. Isn't that nice? So then we got married, which was apparently a good reason to start back up. Again. But then we got married and she did quit. A few months later, she did quit. And to her credit, she has been quitting ever since. About 8 years quitting. She's going to stick with it. The nicotine helps. It's hard for her to quit. She's in the military, and my wife. A lot of people smoke in the military. It's like a tradition. For decades, they gave everyone in the military, everyone in the military got cigarettes and chocolate, standard issue. Brilliant. I think it was part of the strategy to make everybody too fat and winded to retreat. She volunteered for Iraq. My wife volunteered. She just wanted to help out. She said, honestly, we both know she volunteered so she could go over there and just smoke out in the open. That's what it was. It was her smoking vacation. It's Operation Tobacco Freedom. That's what it's frustrating. What amazes me is how quickly smoking changed. Went from hot and sexy to just stinky. Stupid. That's marriage is what does that. The problem is that when you're engaged, everything's romantic. That's the problem. Everything. Have you seen engaged couples? Everything. An engaged couple, they could be dying in a plane wreck. That would be romantic. I'm so glad we had this time together. I couldn't live without you anyway. Yes, at least we had these moments. You're right. I love you so much. I love you more. All the way to the ground. Meanwhile, all the married couples on the plane, I told you we should have taken an earlier flight. My wife and I, this is the moment we realized it had changed. We went married canoeing together. Canoeing! I know. Oh, this will rekindle the romance. No, it won't. It won't. Because canoeing requires communication, cooperation, poison for a marriage. Here was the problem. We went married canoeing with my sister-in-law and her fiance. They're in the engaged canoe. You see the problem? The love boat working its way down the stream and around the rocks with communication and cooperation and patience and teamwork. Right? The engaged canoe, the love boat. So he's in the back, shirtless and steering. You're always taking off your shirt when you're engaged. He's back there steering. She's up in front, spotting for rocks, like you do. Right? Left, honey. Little more left, baby. Bit more left, honey. All right, my little navigator bunny. Sick. Hit a rock. Oh, that was my fault. No, that was my fault. No, that was my fault. That was my. You're so awesome. You're more awesome because. Making out like it's a plane wreck. Meanwhile, in the married canoe, left. My God, you're a moron. Are you a moron? I'm serious. Are you retarded? Seriously. Then try your other left, mouth clown. Then we get the canoe in the water. Married canoeing with just 2 hours of staring at the back of her nagging skull. Went down at my paddle, back at her skull. You should have worn a helmet. Because if you're married, you understand. You understand the impulse to kill. But you don't kill. And that's love. It's married love. It's all the proof you need when you're married. You still love me, baby? You woke up, didn't you? Took a half-hour nap face up next to a pillow.
Ben thinks married couples can fight that urge to take each other out. But that's because going married canoeing doesn't give you good enough weapons. Now if you go married big game hunting, that's a whole different story. Man Up Stand Up, we'll be right back. Thanks for watching Man Up Stand Up. Now we're not just funny, we're educational. Let's see what you've learned in the Man Up recap. Dave Landau shows it's not good to date a girl who steals. Never trust a woman who wants to break one of the 10 commandments on the first date. Unless it's covet thy neighbor's wife, because then it could get interesting. Oded Gross tells us there's no help with self-help books. So if you have them, take them back to the bookstore and get yourself some Playboys instead. They'll help with your self so much better. Brian Noonan proves whether it's a daughter, girlfriend, wife, or mother, women are gonna have attitude. So don't even try to argue back. You'll never win. Try something easier. And trust me, a lot is easier. I mean, surviving a skydive without a parachute is easier. And Bent Washburn reveals that soldiers get lots of nicotine and chocolate. Check out the new flags. No more stars and stripes. It's now cigarettes and Hershey Kisses. Well, that's all the manning up you need from me today. This has been Comedy Time presents Man Up Stand Up. I'm Adam Hunter, and I'm out. Peace.